Okay, yo, welcome back, welcome to the channel. It is, you know who I am. You clicked on the video. Okay, so I thought this was a joke the other day when I saw this. I thought for sure this could not be the U.S. military, but apparently it is. So we now are encouraging pregnant women to, I saw it, what it is that they have flight suits. So I guess if a woman becomes pregnant in the military, she does some type of aviation job, then she now has the ability to, I guess, continue on working hands-on, is what they're saying. But anyway, I don't exactly know the details of that. I just saw it though, and I saw Tucker Carlson talking about it. But now I guess apparently this became like a big deal that he spoke on it, because I've seen like what was it, the commander for the U.S. Space Force came out and spoke about it. The Pentagon like spoke about this. So Tucker Carlson like readdressed it or something. But anyway, I found this video where it says now military vets denounce Tucker Carlson's sexist comments. And to me, well, let's see exactly what it said, and then we'll kind of just go from there into all the details, or more detail.
It's a mockery of the U.S. military. So we've got new hairstyles and maternity flight suits. Pregnant women are going to fight our wars. It's a mockery of the U.S. military. While China's military becomes more masculine as it's assembled the world's largest navy, our military needs to become, as Joe Biden says, more feminine, whatever feminine means anymore, since men and women no longer exist.
Right.
The bottom line is, it's out of control, and the Pentagon's going along with this. Again, this is a mockery of the U.S. military.
Okay, I know it says better accommodate women personnel. That's one thing. Like, I get the updating of the hairstyles and things of that sort. Okay, that's cool. But now you're talking about pregnant women possibly fighting in war. When has that ever been a thing? Like knowingly. Like, I'm sure there may have been a woman that was probably early on in her pregnancy and did not know while she was serving. And then later, as she found out, they made adjustments from there. But we're talking about now. Okay, what? If you're showing pregnant, that means, what, you got to be, let's say, what, anywhere from 4 to 6 months, 7? Somewhere in that time frame. And that lady that they showed right there, she looked like she was probably later on than early. So, like, how does that not put not only herself but her child at risk too? And then two, how could, I mean, okay, think about this. If these women have husbands, like, I know my wife is not going out there doing anything like this, close to this. I don't care if she's serving or not. I would ask her to please think about me and our family, and don't put yourself in harm's way while you're carrying a child. Like, I would not want this at all. So I can't see any husband just being like gung-ho and on board for this. Like, this doesn't even make sense.
Making good progress, designing body armor that fits women properly, tailoring combat uniforms for women,
that makes
creating
sense. Maternity
flight suits.
That doesn't make sense. All the other stuff made sense. The body armor, the hairstyles. But a maternity flight, that doesn't. I don't get that. Like, it really doesn't sit in my head. Like, I can't really fathom that. And the fact that they're saying it like so calm and like it's like they're saying it like it makes sense, and it doesn't. I know when he, okay, first of all, just take this in. If you were just read that on a piece of paper, just a random person just read that on a piece of paper, maternity flight suits for soldiers. For a soldier, you would be like, wait, what? Maternity flight suit for us. You're like, what? We don't have anything else that they could do? Like, we don't have any other way they can help assist in this fight? They have to be actually out there? Like, dude, what?
Updating requirements for their hairstyles. And some of it is going to take an intensity of purpose and mission to really change the culture and habits that cause women to leave the military.
Women have served, fought, and died for this country for hundreds of years. The Pentagon really furious that they even have to discuss this, that he would bring this up, because it's frankly so ridiculous. The Pentagon press secretary adding to it a little while ago, speaking out publicly about the Pentagon's views and the views of Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin.
What we absolutely won't do is take personnel advice from a talk show host or the Chinese military. Now, maybe those folks feel like they have something to prove. That's on them.
Dude, it's not... It does not take the brightest person in the room to see how this could easily be a bad idea. Like, no matter if the guy is a talk show host or he's been in the military for 40 years... that doesn't negate his opinion whatsoever. Like, what he addressed there was a real issue. We see the Chinese government bulking up in the military. They are adding more people, getting more naval bases. I don't know. I know he said masculine, but I would also venture to say that means that they're adding more men in too. We can continue to add women in. That's good. Everybody can serve in some capacity. There's jobs all over the military. My thing is, why are we choosing pregnant women to... I would imagine this is a very active job. If you're in a special type of suit... Because I don't know what exactly a flight suit is, but I would imagine that's for some type of specific job that is going to be very hands-on. I don't imagine they would just give that to somebody that they don't plan on using in the field. Like, if you're just sitting in an office, I don't think you would just be wearing a flight suit, right? I feel like that's very fair to say. So going on just the deduction of all those things, it seems like what Tucker is saying makes sense.
The Secretary certainly shares the revulsion of so many others to what Mr. Carlson said in his opening statement.
I don't watch a lot of drama TV. I understand some comments were made yesterday, and I watched the clip that Mr. Carlson produced as he referred to pregnant women in the military. I'll remind everyone that his opinion, which he has a right to, is based off of actually 0 days of service in the armed forces. Let me offer you my opinion. My opinion is based off of 28 years of actual service in the military.
I just want to stop there right there because I thought he was gonna. He did exactly what I thought he was. He was gonna say, he had 0 days. He has 28 years. But I would love to see in his 28 years how many pregnant women he's put into action. Dare I say, it were probably next to none. And I'm sure women get pregnant in the military all the time. I would also love to see who voted on this and who said, yes, this is a great idea. And I know according to these guys, my opinion would, or my views right now are probably invalid because I don't serve in the military at this time. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Future, but at this time I don't. So it's like you can't negate everybody's opinion just because they didn't serve. If something looks like a bad idea to all of us out here, I would imagine that it's not only us. Like, there's some things, like that they tell us, like, people may not agree with, but people can find reason in. But I guarantee they are very hard pressed on even finding people among their ranks that would say that this sounds like the most sound idea. I just don't see that.
28 years in the Marine Corps, in combat operations out at sea and in garrison. And so he was talking specifically about pregnant women in the armed forces today and how it makes us less lethal and less fit and less ready. Let me tell you where he's wrong. Those decisions were made by medical professionals, by commanders, and our civilian leadership that allows for women to have more time with their children, to recuperate, to get fit and ready, to take that time that's necessary that our medical professionals know is needed, which actually makes us a more lethal and ready and fit force, ready to fight the wars.
That didn't make sense. Let's all read that again together, okay? Read and listen to what he's saying. He said about pregnant women makes us less lethal and less fit. Then he says, I'm just trying to make sure I get right back to the, yes, okay. Yes, and then he goes on to address, he says, this made by medical professionals for women to have more time with their children and the time off and the time, blah, blah, blah. But does that not make you less lethal and less fit? If you have something you have to address and tend to. It's the same as if, I don't know if I should say it. I'll say it. It's the same as if someone's injured. I mean, I'm sure you would rather go in with a group of healthy individuals than individuals that have a hurt leg, a hurt arm, things of this sort, broken bones, some type of other health complication. You would probably say, at this time, we are a little bit less fit. Now, once we get them healthy, we will be boom, up and rolling. But at this time, we are less fit, so and less lethal. So I imagine you would apply the same. I mean, they're acting like pregnancy is just some type of like rollover thing. Pregnancy is huge. It's a lot can happen during a pregnancy. We see all the time, like women deal with what they say civilian side trauma that affects their pregnancy. So now you're telling these same people to not only compound their separate civilian life traumas, then to go do and perform a job with its own type of trauma while carrying a kid. Like, I don't know how that makes you more lethal. Like, I'm not seeing that. And it's like, and then if they have to take time away to, because I saw something that said that they give them like a year to recoup and come back. But okay, if you have somebody that's out of action for a year, they are out of action. That means you are less lethal because they are not in action. Like, right? That's how that works. But let's keep rolling.
In leadership that allows for women to have more time with their children, to recuperate, to get fit and ready,
to
take that time that's necessary that our medical professionals know is needed.
Yes, to take time. So if you can't use somebody, so you're down a person, that makes you less lethal and less fit, right?
Actually makes us a more lethal and ready and fit force, ready to fight the wars of today and the wars of tomorrow. The bottom line is that we value women in our armed forces. We value those that have served in the past, and we value those that have served today.
Everyone does. But had they turned what he said, she's not, unless they're saying, maybe she is, she doesn't look pregnant from this view. Tucker Carlson didn't say anything about women in the armed forces. He said pregnant women. Now, maybe they're getting him on that point where he said more masculine. So maybe that is a tad bit off. I think everyone, if you want to sign your name on the line, everybody has a right to be in the military. If you can conform to the military. I don't think the military should conform to people. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. I don't think that's what it's nothing wrong with women. If you served your country and you were willing to put your life out there for the country, everyone's going to respect that, whether you're a man or a woman. I don't think Tucker was saying women were bad. Is that it? Nah. All right. So I mean that's my opinion on that. I just really don't see how they are arguing that pregnant women make us a better military. I cannot get on board with that. But if you feel that way, that pregnant women do help us more, as far as the military goes, being hands-on right there with the pregnancy flight suits, because to me that really seems like a frontline job. It's one thing if they were in leadership, and I'm saying leadership is in like they're directing something or they're doing something that's not right in the middle of the action. That seems more fitting for their physical condition. Like, I mean, just think about, okay, if somebody's hurt, but they know a lot about certain tactics, you could have that person be an advisor to other soldiers. I'm saying this as if a guy's hurt, but he can't physically perform the task at the time, then you would have him advise and assist in that capacity. I don't know why they wouldn't do the same and they may still do the same with those women later on, because they say that they take time off. I just don't see, so I don't understand the part of the flight suit. That's what's just really throwing me off. But let me know in the comments if you agree with that. I don't know if it'll make sense to me, but still, put your comments. And yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, check out my podcast, The Ambitious Journey Podcast. You can actually just go over to our YouTube channel and watch that podcast and subscribe. Thank you. And you can also listen to the audio version of the podcast on any major platform that you would listen to podcast on. We're still on the road to 5K, so we will get there soon, I believe so. And when we do, we're going to do a hat with my channel's logo, a t-shirt with my channel's logo, and a gift card as well, too. But we'll have more of that when that comes up. Yeah, thank you to everybody that served, that did serve and is serving. We really appreciate you. I do, because I have this fortune of sitting here in front of this camera, because you guys have made that possible. So I appreciate it. And yeah, till next time.